One of the things that we talk a lot about on this show is that, we have a lot of folks call in and they're like, the Democrats need to do this, the Democrats need to do that. And one of the things I always say in response to that is, while that might be true and that might be necessary, it's not sufficient because you need two functioning parties within our system, right?
Absolutely. And the problem that we have a two-party system, and that's deeply rooted in our electoral system. It's not easy to change. So we're stuck with a two-party system. And when one of the two parties is no longer committed to democracy, our entire system depends on the other party winning elections. And that's not a sustainable position to be in because the Democrats, for all of their flaws, are a normal political party. They are a pragmatic, slow-moving,
Mhm.
heterogeneous party. Sometimes they have good candidates, sometimes they have bad candidates, sometimes they make mistakes, sometimes they have a good election, sometimes that's normal in democracy. Parties lose in democracies. Joe Biden, the administration was not popular for a bunch of reasons. The party lost the election in 2020. That's normal. That has to be normal. The problem was that when the Democrats lose in the 2020s, they lose to a political party that comes to power and assaults democracy.
The other piece of this too is that we have three co-equal branches of government. So you have Trump in the first 100+ days, consolidating power in the executive branch. You have a presidential immunity decision that basically says he can do whatever he wants as long as he says it's an official action. And as you just described, you have one of the two major parties not participating actively in the project of democracy. So how do we get back to balance if we are so imbalanced in this moment?
Well, the other key change, which I have to say surprised me, not only did the Republican Party radicalize, but it's become a very personalistic party. All
Mm.
non U.S. parties have always been factionalized. I cannot think of any period in U.S. history where you couldn't find two or more different factions within the party. That's certainly true of the Democrats today. It was always true of the Republicans. No longer. All non-Trumpist factions have been either expelled from the party, run out of the party, or subordinated to the point where they are not. Nobody can publicly oppose Trump, and that's not the founders, the framers of the Constitution. First of all, they didn't really anticipate political parties, but they certainly didn't anticipate that the legislature would be controlled by a party that was in a highly disciplined way subordinate to the president, subordinate to a single leader. And so that's
What
taken the Congress out of action.